This is just a side, a random one. I have a friend. She's been there all along. She's like been there from the beginning. From the beginning of Facebook. From the beginning of Facebook. She's from the islands, somewhere there, not our African islands. And she has been there all along because we both homeschooled our children. So she started not really following me, but following me because of homeschooling. And we're still together, even though her children are now not homeschooling for various negative reasons, not her fault. Um, but she made me laugh because she said she thought I was weird, but I'm not as weird as she thought. And I know part of it is how I present myself or how I look. I'm sure it is because we are very different, and I've made fun of how different we are in our dressing. And it reminded me, and now I was thinking of another friend who's known me since 2003. Yeah, 2003, 2002, when I was overseas in the UK. We met in the church there. She was a Shona, a Zimbabwean Shona woman, and she said the only people she ever saw who wore, I used to wear hats back then, hats, long clothing, were fukamists. That's what they called them. They were like these extremist people. But I'm not an extremist person like they were extremist. I'm sure I am clearly extremist because our founder said, if you are truly following God, the world will view you as a straight-laced extremist. So I hope I am that much of an extremist because I'm on the right track. Quote is from chapter 37 of something. I just looked for the phrase odd singular straight-laced extremist. It says, when we reach the standard that the Lord would have us reach, worldlings will regard Seventh-day Adventists as odd, singular, straight-laced extremists. And then she quotes the Bible. We are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. And that's chapter 37 of Fundamentals of Education. But she said recently, like way long after that, she said to me, you are the bravest person I know. Because to go out in public dressed like you dress, it really takes a lot. You're really brave. Except I don't think about it. I don't walk out and think, oh my word, that woman's wearing jeans, that one's wearing shorts. Oh my word, what do they think about me? Contrary to that, I think, wow, that Muslim is like me. That's what I honestly think. Oh my word, there's a woman who's like me. That's very rare. It's mostly white Jewish ladies in our area. They're the ones who I see who are white and are like me. They've got something on their head. They're simple and wearing long skirts. And that's the only time I think about what I'm wearing is when I see someone who's wearing something like me or who's dressed like I would. ZCC ladies used to, but now their skirts have gone higher up, shorter. Seriously, I don't think about how I am dressed compared to other people when I go out. So I don't think to myself, I must be brave. Who cares what people think about me because I don't think about them. As I said though, unless someone makes me think, hey, she's a mirror image of me. So that's that. People, I do not think about how I'm dressed. It only comes up if I see someone who's like me or if someone else comments on it. One asked me, excuse me, a cashier who'd always seen us, I hope you don't mind me asking, my husband wasn't with me, is it your husband's culture that makes you dress the way you dress? My husband's culture is naked. So no, it's not my husband's culture. As I told her, no, it's not him. It's my principles. That's another thing. Let me just mention that. The one of his siblings, when he did what he did in 2016, when he wasn't faithful in 2016, said, now you don't have to dress the way he wants you to dress because he's into immodest people anyway. Look at her, because I sent her pictures of the woman. And she said, look at her, she's not anything like what he says you should be. And in fact, he used to call that person Jezebel because of how she dresses. And yet, that's what he goes for. He goes for the Jezebels. So she was saying, you don't have to dress anymore like how he wants you to dress because He doesn't care about it. He's not happy that you dress the way he wants you to dress, except it's not him. It was me. I'm the one. When we met, people might remember, they might not, but when we met, he was wearing shorts and a sleeveless top. I was wearing pants and a crop top, cargo pants and a crop top. We were both naked. But I studied and I started thinking, why does First Corinthians 11 say what it says? Because if it was hair, then Paul would have just said, have long hair. He wouldn't have gone into a whole cover your head because of the angel's glory. It doesn't make sense that it's hair. And then what happened was, I shared before, that we were told to dress according to our culture. And as the more people started talking about their African culture, the more I thought, but my culture is naked. Like, as in, not as in, remember what I said, his culture is naked, as in, they're not modest people in his family. But for me, my culture is African, and we were naked. So I'm not going to come to church and worship God naked because of cultural day. What about the culture of God? And we know the culture of God. We've seen it in the Bible pictures, but those are true. That's how people dressed when God dressed them. When God dressed Adam and Eve, that's how they were. Like our modern day hijabi Muslim women. That was a long point, but my point was, I dressed like that. I studied it and I said to him, did you realize that our founder said A, B, C, D, E, F, G, X, Y, Z about how we should dress? I'm the one who told him how to dress. And so, if you didn't actually believe it or like it, even though he taught it, I remember one husband saying, I'm not going to let some other man tell me how my wife should dress, when he taught modesty at the pulpit. So, no, it's me. I chose to dress covered up. I chose to be modest. And as Adventists know, I chose to follow the later dress reform. And I'm not ashamed of it. I don't feel weird about it. People like it. Okay, there've been men who like it, especially because some men love modesty, interestingly. So, yes, it's got nothing to do with a man. The only man I dress for during the day is God. The only man I used to dress for at night or undress for during the night or when we're alone on holiday was him, when it's just the two of us. Now I just dress for God because he's got another woman to undress for him. I'll see you guys soon. But yes, I just felt like, let's talk about something different, but something that shows you more of who I am and gets rid of the misconceptions that people have about me and my outward appearance. See you soon.